Playing with your feelings.
Love those Magic uniforms, though. Well, MJ's resume, it's longer than a CVS receipt. Did I do that right, Perk? But when we can just show you why so many people believe that he is the greatest of all time. You got the championships, you have the MVPs, you name it, he's done it. Jordan is the GOAT for many people. I know LeBron, that conversation as well. But whenever you make NBA lists, people can get a little bit sensitive. And Tim, you got a little taste of that last month when you were talking about Steph's all-time ranking. Let's just remind you.
For Curry, I think now it's absolutely cemented on everybody's list because of what he was able to do in a high-pressure, packed moment. I think it's over. It's done. Steph Curry definitely top 10, and who knows, in some people's lists, maybe even getting closer to that top 7, 6, 5, but top 10 for sure.
So that segment got a lot of attention on social media. The internet isn't going to let any list go unquestioned ever. They check it twice. Tim, they came for you. Even though you're actually had a pretty good point, it was pretty measured. I think it's time to solidify your top 10 here.
First of all, let me address these people that were coming at me, okay? I had people sending me top 10 lists with 12 names on it. Folks, do the math. That's why this is a hard exercise. Shanae, right. That's the whole point of what I'm saying. Now, here's the thing. It's an opinion. Like, if you say your favorite color is blue or yours is yellow, I am not going to say purple's a better color. You're wrong.
Someone on social
It's subjective, right? Somebody on social media will.
All right, that's the preamble.
This is my opinion. Right now, there's tiers to this thing.
Levels.
So there's 3 for me. No debate whatsoever. You're going to get the hair up on my neck. You want to try to debate me on these 3. I'm going to go MJ 1. You got LeBron and Kareem. That's 1, 2, 3 for me. MJ 6 for 6 in the finals speaks a lot to me. The fact that he won all of those at one franchise means a lot to me. LeBron James, obviously, we've talked about him enough. Everybody knows where LeBron James ranks historically. Some people even have him number 1. I think he's the only guy that's a legitimate debate with Michael Jordan for the top spot. But for me, it's MJ. And then Kareem, one guy's got 6 MVPs. 6 rings. It's that guy. He also had 3 titles in college. So Kareem for me, Cap, and also one of the most unstoppable offensive individual shots this league has ever seen. Skyhook, scoring leader for years and years and years. Those are my top 3, not debatable.
These are the top 3, not debatable. Perk, you're our list captain on this show. I'm just checking with you. Not debatable, yeah?
You know what? Like Leg say, it's your preference. Some people like to drink Ciroc. Some people like to drink Hennessy. At the end of the day, they both get you drunk. I'm not mad at these top 3 here. I'm not mad at these top 3 at all. I would have Braun at number 1. But again, watching Jordan on those highlights remind you again, is like, it have you rethinking things. But again, that's why it's a conversation.
Exactly.
I'm not mad
you good with us seeing the next 3?
I am absolutely great with this.
Let's see the next 3.
Next 3 also for me, I think these have to be in your top 10 somewhere. For me, I think these 3 guys will be in that 4, 5, 6 category. When you look at Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, greatest floor leader this league has ever seen, greatest point guard. Bill Russell, the ultimate winner. Nobody did it at a higher level. And then Wilt Chamberlain, what he did statistically in separating from the guys that played during his era, and even to this day, when you look at any sort of record list, Wilt Chamberlain's name's going to appear on any list more than anybody else's. The physical dominance that he brought to the game and how unique he was. For me, those 3 guys absolutely have to be in your top 10. Again, non-negotiable for me.
Yeah, historically, yes, I like this with the championships going from time to time, so I'm here with this. Yeah.
Okay, so that means we have 4 spots left here, Tim. Look at the names maybe we haven't mentioned yet here. We're talking about
We got another list, all right?
Yeah,
and look, by the way, I think the graphic was too big. We ran out of some spaces. I think Hakeem could probably be in this, along in this group. I think Kevin Durant even can technically be a guy you'd say, hey, he's a top 10 talent of all time, if not a top 10 career. But this is what I reduced it to, these 6. So it comes down to this. Pick 4.
Yeah.
And make your arguments, and you're not wrong, by the way. So I'm going to go chronological order for me. I got to put Larry Bird in there. And now, look, this is where I have the one little bit of personal bias.
Okay.
My favorite athlete of all time. He changed the course of my life, literally, because I was a baseball guy till Bird came into the league. I love those Celtics teams in the 80s. It was right when I was going into high school when he got to the NBA, and it really changed what I wanted to do with the course of my life. There's a reason I've got a picture of Bird and Magic behind me on a lot of my home hits, because it always reminds me of that era of basketball and why I fell in love with the NBA so much. So I've got to put Larry Bird in there, and then I'm going to go next with Kobe Bryant. I'm going to put Kobe in that top 10. I think for me, closest physical profile to Michael Jordan. Right? Very similar size, very similar game, two-way player, incredibly intense and motivated. Also, tremendous clutch player, was not afraid of the bright lights, in fact, relished it. And I think getting those 2 rings after he separated from Shaq cemented it for me with Kobe Bryant and winning those 2 titles with Pau Gasol. Next, we're going to go Shaq. I look at Shaq and I go, most physical, dominant, offensive force during his time. Unstoppable force. Of course, had to pair up with Kobe to get those rings, but won 3 Finals MVPs alongside another guy that I just said is a top 10 player of all time. And he got all 3 of those Finals MVPs. Shaq in his prime, people can forget about that. I got a taste of that as well. I did get to play against Shaq also in his early years, the leaner Shaq years, actually. And then
that means there's only one left.
Yeah,
there's one left.
left.
My last spot, Steph Curry.
Oh, okay.
I said it. I'm going to back it up. I'm putting Curry in there. 4 rings. And I think, listen, here's what plays into it for me also. It's obviously stats, it's winning, it's personal accolades, it's all that. I think there's another element to it of must-see TV and also how singularly unique you are. There's one Steph Curry historically. There's nothing been anything close to what Steph Curry does, how he plays, and the way he makes guys better without touching the ball is unlike anything this league has ever seen. And he's got now some Hall of Famers next to him in large part because of him. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steve Kerr. All those guys are going to be Hall of Famers in large part to his talent.
So this right here, official, we're about to get it notarized. This is Tim Legler's top 10 all-time list. Kendrick Perkins.
Kirk got a problem with it. I can hear him. I hear him.
Just one problem.
All right.
Just one problem. I gotta take Wilt Chamberlain out of there, and I gotta replace him with Tim Duncan.
Okay.
Tim didn't want to put another Tim in the list.
Pretty biased if I did that.
Tim Duncan is in my top 6. The greatest power forward ever, Mr. Fundamental. And at the time, he was dominating. Thinking about the power forwards he had to go against, Dirk Nowitzki, Kevin Garnett, Rasheed Wallace, and did it in great fashion, building a dynasty down there in San Antonio.
I feel like every year in the NBA season, we need to have a Tim Duncan appreciation day because he gets snubbed from so many of these types of lists. And I'm not just saying that because I'm from Texas, you know what I'm saying? Parker, we're riding together. Listen to this. This man was a 5-time champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 2-time regular season MVP, 15-time All-Star, and 15-time All-NBA and All-Defensive Team. Like, that kind of resume is unblemished.
Again,
it's the Tim,
no issue.
It's the Tim on Tim.
Exactly.
Tim on Tim crime.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a lot.
All right, and now it's time.